So in the beginning of episode 2, one day she took Shang to wash dishes. Because there were a lot of utensils in this restaurant. Shang was trying to run away, but Ryo held him tight so that he could not die. Shang agreed and helped her in washing dishes. With this money she buys some things to decorate her room and gives her mom a gold brush on her birthday. This made her mom very happy. Coming back to the present, mom starts questioning Ryu that did Ryu really cheat on June, who was hers. Ryu changes the topic on this. So mom asks her the reason behind the job. Ryu tells that she was bored of doing the same job for 10 years. That is why she wanted to take a break and hence gave the job. When asked about the future plan, she tells that right now she just wants to rest for some time. She wants to sleep, eat Korean food and stay happily unemployed. Mom got angry after hearing this, but dad calms her down, and from the next morning Mom Ryu was not saying such things. Later Siang and Moyam come here. Everyone sits together to have breakfast. Then Ryu starts quarreling with his brother. Mom pacifies them and leaves. After that Moyam asks Ryu to tell everything and tells Ryu the same thing that she told her mom. It was time for her duty, so Moyam leaves. Ryu's room had become a storeroom, and even then Ryu starts sleeping by sitting on the floor. Sang stops her from being lazy like this and also makes fun of her and asks Ryu to come to him, saying that he has to tell her something important, and Siang leaves. So Chuck catches him, and at night, Ryu was not able to escape by locking the door. Ryu's mom comes from Shang's house, and her mom gets angry at Ryu again and orders rice cakes for the inauguration of Shang's new office and asks Ryu to take those rice cakes to Shang's office. Shang was having a fight with a client in his office, so Shang and Ryu reach there. Shang goes to talk to the client, and Ryu starts talking to Kosi and the employees. Both of them are very happy to see Ryu, because Shang always used to tell them about Ryu's exploits. Both of them ask Ryu to tell them about their childhood stories, when they both met for the first time and how they became friends. Ryu tells that we met for the first time in 1995 when Shang's family shifted to our house. Shang was born in France, so he did not know any language other than French, so he was scared of me and was hiding behind his mother. He was a very innocent child, so I decided that I will help him. Now, since both Shang's mom and dad were out for work the whole day and Ryu's mom used to do babysitting, so Shang's mom used to go to Ryu's house. From then on, Ryu started babysitting Shang, taught him to play games, took care of his hygiene. I fed him nutritious food. I even gave him my share of food, taught him to speak Korean, helped him mingle with other children. I also taught him the right way to use money. That is why we can say that I have brought him up. Then Shang comes and tells that she is lying. She has told you the story in her own way. Now I will tell the real story. She was that crazy person whom I met for the first time in my life. The first time they met, Ryu's face was covered in dirt. His nose was running. That's why Shang was running away from him. Ryu's nose was always running. That's why Shang didn't like it at all. She always created a ruckus in the name of games and used to enter the toilet without saying anything. I did not like to eat beans, so Ryu used to force me to eat even his share of beans and always used to make me the one who did it. She used to take my pocket money and used it to eat chocolate and ice cream herself. They start arguing in the present regarding all these things. Mango and Lena start going out. Mang gets a call and he gets shocked. Here the women start gossiping about Ryu. Because that night when Ryu's mom was shouting and chasing him, everyone had heard their talk. Ryu's marriage broke up. He was fired from his job, and this gossip was slowly spreading when Ryu's mom comes to her friend's shop in anger and gives them another shock a few days later on the day of Seong's office opening. All the old school classmates of Ryu and Seong's mom will also come, and Ryu's mom had said a lot of things in front of them about daughter's job and her, because Ryu's fiancé was an international lawyer and now there is neither job nor marriage. That is why Ryu's mom's friends make fun of them. That is why she is worried. Ryu is also not interested in anything, nor is she worried. Next day Ryu's mom calls him to know the reason for the marriage, but he does not pick up her call. Ryu checks his phone. So she deletes his AC June's number and angrily tells him that there is no need to call him. There was already a problem with the opening of Seong's office, due to which their projects were stopped. They will not get payment until it is restarted. On this we come to know that actually Ryu was fired by the company and he was cheating on her. She was hurt more by this. That is why she came back to Korea. Here, probably everything was not right between Seong's mom and dad too. Here, while coming home in the evening, Ryu brings a pomegranate plant and gives it to Seong. The opening key of his office asks him to come tomorrow evening. Ryu says that she is busy tomorrow, so the next morning Ryu's mom was getting ready. She was not able to find the gold brooch to go to the office opening ceremony. Ryu helps her in finding it, but she is unable to find it either, so the mom leaves. Here everything happens as Ryu's mom had thought. Her classmates start gossiping about Ryu's broken marriage, which she finds very embarrassing. Ryu pretends to enjoy by keeping a fake smile on her face. When she was in the washroom, she overheard her classmates talking ill about her. Because all her classmates were successful, she gets more frustrated because only Ryu's mom is able to do it. Just then Ryo comes outside the office. To give that brush to his mom, Shang takes her outside and brings her inside. Shang asks her to come inside for a while and goes to bring something to eat for her. Just then Ryu's mom comes out of the washroom and starts panicking after seeing her here. Because if Ryu's classmates see him, they will question him. That's why she was asking him to take the brush and go. Just then all his classmates come down. Now they start questioning Ryu. Before that, Ryu's mom tells them that Ryu gave his old job because many better companies want to hire him. Many more companies want Ryu in their company. That's why he gave his old job and has come to meet us all for a few days. Arrow will soon decide and go to the US. Because after all, her real place is in the US, which everyone will feel very bad about. She doesn't say anything here for the sake of her mom. Coming home she asks her mom that, "Do I make you feel insulted? Since when had you been practicing to say all this?" Mom says, "I did not lie, you will go back to the US. She says, "You never wanted me to come back here, that is why you converted my room into a storeroom." Mom says, "I do not want to talk about this, you pack your bag and go back to the US. Saying this, she herself takes her bag and starts going downstairs. She tries to stop her, but Mom throws the bag down. She says, "Have you gone mad? Why do you want to do this as if I have committed a crime?" But Mom was lost in her own thoughts that, "How can you do this to me? What did I do by raising you for this day? You studied so hard, got full scholarship in the US, got such a good job, then how can you come like this? You are my pride. How can you betray me like this?" Nu is completely shattered and says, "Can't I just be your daughter for once? I don't want to be your pride, I just want a normal life. How can your pride be hurt by my job or marriage? Have you ever thought about me, whether I am sleeping well or not, whether I am eating or not, how was I living there? Have you ever thought?" And Mom starts playing her same pride thing. That's why Ryu goes out of the house very angry and sad. Where outside Seong had heard their conversation, that's why he goes to see Ryu, who was in the children's playground, who was very sad, and she talks laughingly in front of Sing. While talking about their childhood stories without any reason, she herself starts laughing a lot. Sing understood that Ryu was very sad. So he told her that at least there is no need to show fake smile in front of me. If you feel like crying, then cry. Ryu cries a lot and Sing consoles her. Ryu's mom also realizes what she was doing wrong, and that is why she also becomes very sad. Dee goes to Mom's room the next morning to tweet like this, but she had gone somewhere in the morning. Here a project had started again in Shang's company. That is why they were very happy. She comes home in the evening and goes towards her room without talking to anyone. She gets completely shocked to see the room because the whole layout of her room had changed. Seeing this, she comes downstairs while calling Mom. She asks them how all this happened in my room, and Dad tells her that your mom asked Shang to do this. The morning flashback is shown that Mom had asked Shang to decorate Ryu's room in the morning. He changed the whole layout of the room in just a few hours. Now Mom had realized her mistake. That's why everything becomes fine again between mother and daughter, and Ryo is very happy to see her new room. So she comes to sleep at night where she sees stickers with shining stars on the ceiling. Seeing them, she is very surprised that she used to put such stickers in her room in her childhood, which used to make her sleep very well. And Shang knew about this, that's why he deliberately made the design of Ryu's choice. Then she calls Ryo to thank her. Shang still thanks her, saying that, "Look carefully, you had written a love letter to your senior sitting on this table, but he rejected you. I have set the same table again like this. My bed blanket is the same. When you came back crying after being rejected, you were hiding your face in the blanket in embarrassment. I was not reminding you of all this by bringing back your embarrassing past." Ubbi tells her to close her curtains properly. She asks if there is anything outside and removes the curtains. She sees Seong in front of her room. He teases her and says that from tomorrow onwards keep the curtains closed because I don't want to see your face every morning after waking up. She says, but you don't even live here. What happened to your house in the city? Seong says that from now on I will stay here. Seong remembers an old memory of theirs. One day she was putting stickers on her ceiling. Her foot slipped and she was about to fall. Seong saved her from falling and pulled her on top of him in the bed.